Hey, what's up, guys? I got some big news for you. If you live in California, if you love California, this is good news for you. So Gavin Newsom has recently vetoed the California Senate Bill 771. It did not pass because he vetoed it, which is great. I did not think he was going to veto it. I thought he was going to let it just slide on through, and it just does its thing, right? And I'm kind of grateful for this. Like, you know, I do have my flaws with Gavin Newsom and the things he's done, but this is a big W. Really is a big W. Obviously, they're gonna revise it, fix it up, whatever, review it, because it's really vague. The whole entire thing is vague. There's some like loopholes, you know, some squirmy ways to get, you know, it's just. I'm glad they're doing this. I do worry that it's gonna come back, obviously, but I'm still glad that they did this. This is a big W. So the bill would have allowed civil penalties against large social media companies if their algorithms promoted content that aided in hate crimes or violations of California civil laws. And the key details here are it aimed to hold special social media platforms financially liable for algorithmic promotion of content that leads to real-world violence, intimidation, or harassment against protected groups. So, see, this is where it's vague a little bit. It's the intimidation and harassment. Like that could be looked at in multiple ways, different ways. You know what I mean? Like in someone's opinion or something like that. That could be accused of, you know, intimidation or something like that, right? And then also reason for veto. In his statement, Gavin Newsom expressed support for the bill's intent, but ultimately deemed the legislation premature. He noted that further review was needed to see if existing civil rights laws were sufficient before creating new legislation. Opposition opponents at SB771 raised concerns that the bill's language could threaten free speech online and lead to content moderation practices that unfairly target certain groups. Despite so it's I'm so glad this was huge. We still have Prop 50, so make sure you say no on Prop 50. If it does pass, I really do hope Gavin Newsom takes care of these farmers. I mean, dude, Gavin Newsom, if you want to run for president, if you want to actually gain the hearts of people in California, you have to take care of the farmers, take care of the people, take care of the streets. Have the homelessness, whatever. I mean, I want it to be fixed. I want it to be better, but a lot of these people, they just want to be out there. You know, some people just don't want to live the life that a lot of people live, you know what I mean? And some people don't, and some people just want to do their thing on the street, whatever, you know what I mean? But like these streets need to get cleaned up, and I'm just grateful. This is something I do respect of Gavin Newsom. I mean, obviously some things he's definitely passed or maybe talked about or mentioned or something like that I don't agree with, but I will be a man of my word if I respect something that someone says and I do agree with it, or maybe something they do in action. And this is what I agree with. I'm glad they did this. Obviously, we're gonna see it again. It might come back again, but I'm really hoping they add a little more detail and make it as less vague as possible. Make it so detailed that I wouldn't need a, you know, research on what this means. You know what I mean? I can just read it and I'll be like, okay, I get that. You know what I mean? And I get it's politics. We need to have certain things said a certain way, certain words and all that stuff. But man, I wish you could just jot it down. Like honestly, not all of us are smart. Sometimes we see these words and we don't like these words. We're like, why is that got to be so twisted? And like, there's just loopholes. You know what I mean? Convenience. But you know, obviously some things conveniently, you know, always happen sometimes. But into other stuff too. It's just, I'm just grateful. But I just wanted to share this. This is a quick video. Because I did talk about this. I made a video on this and stuff like that. But I do want to make a good video here, because when something good is done, I'm going to talk about it. If something bad is done, I'll definitely talk about it. But this is a huge W. This is probably Gavin Newsom's biggest W in a good couple good months, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm also, before I go, I'm just really hoping though that they really review this thing and make it super clear, because the intimidation thing is just, it's a little weird. Corrosion, or whatever that word was. And the harassment I get kind of, but like what if someone like gives you an opinion and you can look at it as like maybe I don't know. But if the harassment, maybe you should add more detail. Like, is this like over a period of time? Like, is this something that happens over and over again? Or is this like, because if it's just like one thing and you say one thing and it gets looked at as harassment, that's kind of crazy. But if it's like something that's like graduated where it's like over and over for like years upon years, that I'm down with. That I agree with. I'm fine with that. Bullying someone, that's you should put that into your legislation thing, whatever. Like it will stop bullying. That's what I'm all for that. If you want to go against bullying, man, I made videos on that. I'm so down for that because I do not want people bullying. Like but it's so hard to like define or maybe like present this is like bullying, because sometimes people give you opinion, but it's all about how many times are they doing it? Are they like talking to this person every single time, disliking them, and keeps giving them all this crap? I don't know. It's very squirmy. I do think that there needs to be something that like stop. But this is a little different too. This SB law is a little different. But I really wish we see like a cyberbully law, like something that stops this stuff. People attacking you, false allegations, stuff like that. I mean, things like that. It goes on and on. But like, man, I like the law, but it's so vague, and you don't know which side of the coin you're going to be on. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to say something. Is this going to be too bad? I don't want to go to jail like UK. I don't want to go to jail for saying something that I said online. You know what I mean? That's crazy. We should never, ever get to that. If you ever want to win presidency, never go that way. People don't want that. Sure, it's just, long story short, thank you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below, and make sure you have a great day and take care of yourself. And thank you for watching. And see you later. Bye.